Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns 2! Sitting in Quaila, we have ourselves the Freaky Friday race here for OOTR. I'm Star, and with me on comms is Lost. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing fine. I'm in for some nonsense tonight.
Yep, we are. So, this is one of the rare cases where I came up with the idea this week. We've got ourselves to celebrate the Chinese New Year. There's going to be some interesting nonsense to test out some new settings. We've got ourselves Rupee Sanity and Pot Sanity, so all the freestanding hearts and rupees are now shuffled, as are all the pot drops. It's also Shop Sanity 3, but the prices can go up to 999 rupees, uh-oh. And there's some other odds and ends. There's going to be plenty of gold rupees out in the pool. I threw 88 of them in, as well as 88 red rupees, and none of the rest. After all, it's traditional to give money as a gift for Chinese New Year, and those are lucky colors. So, yeah. It's also 188 out of 168 Peace Rifle sets.
I was gonna say, it looks like our participants need some cropping. Would you like me to take care of that?
Mm-hmm. Please do.
See if I can remember. Oh. Stupid two-factor authentication on Twitch. I can't log into the Restreamer backend without getting an authorization token off my phone.
Okay, I see what the issue with cropping is. I thought it was Alex, but actually, yeah, Mario's slightly off as well. Should be fixed now. Sorry, also stuffing my face the last bits of my dinner because I got home from work late today. There's a pretty nice nasty ice storm out where I am. And then had to spend some time redoing the Plando because it broke again. Now we've got ourselves from Alpha Mario X and Alexander Harold here on Restream, pair of brothers. Should be an interesting time. Yes, 88 gold rupees, they do not respawn. And yeah, Shed Medallion start with Requiem. So, how much have you seen of these settings, Lost?
None. I have not seen this feature tested at all yet.
No, you should need it for some fun, man. I haven't seen too much of it myself, due to limited time, but enough to know this is going to be a weird time. The pot drops, the first time you hit the pot, it will give its randomized item. After that, it will drop its original drop. So
if you leave and re-enter,
so you can still get your regular stick drops, nut drops, and whatnot. That doesn't break the logic behind those.
Sorry, I'm just refreshing, trying to fix something on my end.
Yeah, no worries.
It's not giving me resolution options on one of our runners.
There might just not be options. I'm not sure, or maybe just being dumb. I don't actually know. But yeah, we've got a round who's having some technical issues. I'll give them till 05 and then we'll be off one way or the other. Yeah, I hope chat's doing well. And yes, before anyone is probably people recognize my voice to some degree, but this is indeed Star. Just a change username and profile makeover for the holiday. Alright, and I have set them off. We should be going shortly.
Just a heads up, Star, since I don't have that quality option, I am not going to be able to pay as close of attention to Alpha. I'm probably going to have to pause their feed to not completely crash my internet.
Alright, I hope my internet holds up okay. If so, I might be able to screen share it for you.
Yeah, they're on 1080p 60 FPS, and
also, Gabe, that is a child spawn. Spirits, Deep Neku, and Shadow are our stones, and let's see what our hints are. Ice Final Chest is dead. But yeah, child spawn is the Temple of Time instead of adult spawn.
Okay, in the Redead Grave.
It's both, Pink Bully. 30 is a
30
wallet.
skulls is a wallet. Okay, that's sort of French vanilla.
It is. And Final Chest of Ice Cavern is still dead.
So I take it Song Sanity was on for this as well.
It is not. I left that alone. Didn't want to throw too much wackiness at them, considering they already have enough going on. Alright, not too much in the potion shop. 30 skulls though in Chop Sandy could be pretty concerning.
That looks like a bomb bag. Oh, that is a 650 rupee bomb bag. Let's hope for their sake that is not the first logical bomb bag.
Yep, because that is a new setting that we're trying out today. Extra, because as well as this is time for fun.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be in this room for a few minutes now. Oh,
yep.
Picking up a full wallet there at least.
Yeah, there is that. Pretty handy.
And the only thing this breaks is there's way more Greg in the world now. Unfortunately, Greg is not special, but that was a piece of the Triforce in the pot room there. They are 1/88th of the way.
Yep. So, yes, the guardhouse is suddenly the most overpowered place in the game. Yes, it is Triforce piece. Triforce set this way. Hopefully, people don't get as screwed over by some really stupid item placements.
Really obscure locations. Looks like 5 Triforce pieces just in the pot room alone.
It is not plentiful, but it is 168 Triforce pieces. Specifically, I picked 2 lucky numbers that also were pretty nice in terms of things. They need 88, it's 168 total. Also checking the crates for any of those freestanding rupees, but yes, welcome to Final Sanity, everyone.
Yeah, I think Alex's approach of broken stick as opposed to the shield drop is going to be the faster method here.
Yeah, it's 80 out of 168, so slightly over 50%.
But skipping those castle chains, that's a move. I mean, granted, with your starting location right there, you can check them whenever. That is a move.
Oh, those invisible rupees aren't shuffled.
Oh, they are? Okay.
No.
Sorry, I thought they were.
Some of the invisible ones are coded differently, so you can't.
Ah, gotcha.
Yep, this looks hilarious. By the way, the adult Ho-Hut has even more pots that are the 6th.
Mm-hmm.
And so, something we all learned as a result of this new setting, there are pairs of pots in the guardhouse in Ho-Hut. Which drop the same item, so there's only 22 distinct checks despite there being about 40-odd pots in here. Between the two ages.
Oh, fun.
Oh,
Hey, that's a much better bomb bag. There we go. Talon holding a bomb bag for us. That 651, we do not have to worry about it. Ooh, I did not realize that there were parts up above.
Yes, there are.
Good thing they are nothing.
And this is why I lost this. It's a stupidly generous Triforce sentence, because there will be checks like this that people miss out on. I don't want them to get really screwed over too hard by them.
Well, I mean, could be something like first logical bow on one of those obscure ones. There could be something hard locking something. We're just kind of hoping that there isn't too much nonsense in this. We do want some nonsense, of course, just not too much.
Yeah, there are 80 extra Triforce pieces, so it shouldn't be too bad. No, Tom, a more recent PR is that you don't need the... When this setting first came out, so you get Serenade off Felon, the first setting first came out, you needed... For the pots that drop ammo refills, you needed the ammo item, so bow or slingshot or bomb bag or whichever, but that is now removed. You can get them without it. He is fine. More obscure pots, by the way. Decent ranch.
Yeah, I didn't realize there were ones back there. There's gonna be a lot of things that even to me, who is a fairly experienced rando player, that I have never noticed before because it's never been relevant before.
You've never needed to go for those pots in the back of ranch before.
Nope. I mean, similar to, when Scrub Sanity was very first added. A lot of people didn't know where all the scrubs were because it wasn't something you needed to know before that point. Now, most people who play regularly know where all the scrubs are. You just, you get familiar with them. Were shops checked? Yes. There was... The only thing that was useful was a really expensive bomb bag, and we have found a much cheaper one from Talon. So, thankfully, that 650 rupee bomb bag is not going to be relevant for us.
To note, it is shops 3 and not shops 4 because 4 is a very unlucky number in China because it sounds too similar to death. I nearly made it shops 4 before remembering, wait, this is a bad idea, and changed it to 3.
Ooh, we've got the extra cosmetics shuffle from Roman's branch on there.
Yes, we do.
We've got an kind of orange Master Sword on Alexander's side.
Yep. And yes, also, hey, Real Rob there in chat, by the way. RealRob91 is the creator of these new settings. Big shoutouts to him. This has not been easy to code.
So does this mean we're finally going to get Boulder Shuffle?
Maybe someday.
If we're adding all the jokes in, when's Boulder Shuffle?
I mean, that's a case of when somebody actually gets around to feeling like they want to code it.
Oh, no, I know. Of course Lost went there, chimp! Was there ever any doubt? I believe it is available for anybody to test, but I don't believe it's hosted on the website yet. You would need to download the local build.
Correct. Let me go get the link and then go add it to the settings command because I forgot to do that. Oops. Ganon's Castle is actually open for us today. So we can perhaps get some of the pots and rupees in the trials. Which, on that note, there is now a hilarious new light arrows hint. You can, in fact, get Ganondorf to tell you you'll never beat me with the light arrows from those pots over there. Is it because you know those pots underneath Ganondorf?
Well, thankfully, they aren't all getting unique hints.
Yeah, no, but
Hyrule Castle foolish, getting that hint on Alexander's side.
Yeah. But yes, you can get a hint that the light arrows are in those pots over there from Dorf, for those pots below Dorf, which is pretty funny. Hints do take into account the pot contents. I don't believe any of them have sometimes hints yet. That would be not already coded anyway, but yes, they are considered checks as per the usual.
For hinting paths and whatnot.
Yep.
Is it the S5 hint distro, or is it one of the others today?
League.
League? Okay. Not familiar with the League one. Does it use the goal hints as well, or is it WAF?
WAF.
Okay. Well, I mean, it'll be Path of Gold today anyway, but...
Yep. Hey, nice mirror shield.
Blue and gold!
Yep, Goiny, Gorf says something like, you'll never beat me, those light arrows, with those arrows from the pots right over there, I think is close to the wording. But yeah, it's funny when you get that hint, because, nice. And no, you cannot get duplicates even if the pot shares a, even the pots share, 2 flat pots share a flag, it won't be it. Or Cack Bazaar has a 25 rupee bottle.
And Alexander is now at 8 of 88, so we were 1/11th the way. Hey, now we're more.
Yep. Dead Grotto is just Tektite, sorry, is a nut. Berlin Kek is Minuet. I'm not sure exactly how many pod checks specifically there are. Rob might know. But I know that between the pods and the rupees, there should be 424 added new checks here.
Which basically doubles the number of checks in the world.
More than doubles.
Doubles the maximum number of checks. If you have everything shuffled, it's 400 and something on the main forks.
Fair. I know that regular racing settings, which have no sanities, have about 250 or so checks. 286 pots. Okay, and that's a Rudo's letter in the windmill. That is a lot of pots. Oh yeah, Mito's house is suddenly a whole lot less good. I mean, just look at the Pohutch.
Yep, that was it's pretty stacked. 5 pieces in there. Anju, what you got? Gold! What have we got in the valley? The valley crate was just a bomb refill. What have we got on the valley waterfall? Should pop into view here shortly. Just a little money. I think we're gonna have an overabundance. Skull Mask is a piece of the Triforce! Maybe we'll get to see the Deku babies today.
Maybe. But yeah, there is going to be no overabundance of money. I did plan to 88 red rupees and 88 gold rupees into the pool. As this tradition doesn't give out money for Chinese New Year, and red and gold are the two best colors. Also, 88 gold rupees is a whole lot more than the usual, but hey, why not? Yeah, it's nice and generous. After all, it is a gift.
Once they're able to pick up some wallets, then they can put that to better use. Okay, that's a piece up on the graveyard ledge.
Yep.
There's a dupe of the Minuet on Burning Cackint at the front of Lake.
Yep.
It looks like we are getting back a Lake Hint.
So, Dompe race is fun in these settings. First off, there's the pots. Second off, there's about 8 freestanding rupees in the actual race.
Most of which will probably cause you to lose the actual race.
Correct! You will need to do multiple trips for it. So that's one, that's another. I remember seeing an estimate that it would take you about 3 trips or so to get all of them if you need to.
Another.
I'm going to kill you. Start low.
3.
Yeah,
Just in the Dompe maze zone stuff. 4.
Dompe race didn't need to be harder. And that's whiteout number 1. The craziness of rupee show sanity.
And over on Lee's side, we've got kid fishing. I don't think we've actually explained what's going on with our 2 featured runners tonight, for those who are not acquainted with them.
Oh yeah, want to explain that?
We're watching twin brothers tonight race against each other. They are both into Rando, and they're both joining the nonsense tonight.
So I decided, hey, why not? Let's mom. Sorry, stuck my throat for a moment. TSMC is off, by the way. It's moved by that bomb refill.
Sorry, just realized the pop filter had come off my mic, so hopefully I will be a little less pop now.
Jump asking when pot size matches contents will be in the randomizer. Good question. I know Cola made the utterly hilarious suggestion that pot size matches contents would use the Goron City pot as the design for the nature items.
I have questions.
I have no idea how practical it would be, but it would be amazing.
That sure would be a choice. We are seeing a decent bit of divergence between the two, as Lee's been staying child is still in child 1, whereas Alexander went adult fairly early, and so we're seeing different checks here between the two. Oh, and looks like we're gonna check Cow Grotto, which is another place where there's several freestanding rupees that is now buffed.
Oh yeah, by the way, fun fact, there's some freestanding rupees just randomly underneath some of these rocks that are only here as child.
Yep.
And it can be in logic, actually, to hammer these rocks as adult and come back as child for those rupees. As stupid as that sounds. The Grotto has did... Oh boy.
Womp womp. Hey, double defense!
Yep. Cow Grotto rupee, nice.
Cow Grotto, fairly friendly today. I'll take it.
That ain't bad. Yeah, Din's on Begoron, hopefully not needed, but that's always fun. Goron Tunic.
Promptly changing into that.
Well, it's a key.
Are there any ice traps in the pool? Good question.
There
Star?
are not. I left it alone.
Okay.
Honestly, it would get to be a real pain in the rear to play if you got though constantly ice trapped for several checks in a row.
Oh goodness, I can only imagine playing Avalanche mode
Mm-hmm.
with these new settings. That's gonna be some shenanigans.
I mean, do you want to get frozen 15 times in the guardhouse?
Yes. I mean, I don't want to get frozen, but I do want to play multi-world and just do the pot room while they're trying to do Dompe race, you know, like you do.
It would be fun casually, it would not be fun competitively. Yeah, Goron City has a bunch of pots all over the place. I mean, there's just pots all over the place everywhere, really. There's a surprising amount of the things that you really don't pay attention to until you shuffle them all, and you're like, wait, this exists. On a side note, that these settings are similar to keys that you can do overworld pots only, dungeon pots only, or both, and the same goes for overworld freestanding rupees, dungeon freestanding rupees, or both. We're shuffling all of them. Oh boy, Shadow Child 2 is a Triforce piece.
Hey, finally a wallet! Which grotto was that in? Ah, lost the shortcut.
Yep.
And nice clean
Rupees hidden in the tall grass are shuffled, yeah. Although not the grass drops, just the ones that are hidden in like the grass patches.
I'm fairly sure my brain will be melted by the time we get to the end of this. A Triforce piece on the Kokiri sword chest.
Yep.
And there was a piece of the Triforce. Two pieces of the Triforce hidden in the tall grass.
Yep, so those are not invisible rupees, by the way. If you decide to see up that patch of grass, you can in fact see those rupees underneath the grass texture. It's just, Because the invisible rupees cannot yet be randomized due to the way they're coded. OoT is storms. Uh-oh, that's actually kind of terrible news.
Hey, we had a bottle in Link's house.
There is that.
There was a pot in Link's house and it had a bottle today.
Mm-hmm. Out of the pot! Sorry, Sad said I have some freestanding rupees. Actually quite a few. I think 18 pots or something like that.
Freestanding hearts. I thought it was freestanding recovery hearts in there.
Oh, just freestanding recovery hearts is referring to chat.
Oh, gotcha.
Cactus Pat is on the way of the hero. Oh boy. Wonder what that is.
What?
With this being a very generous Triforce Hunt, there's not that many possible way of the hero items.
With it being Triforce Hunt, there should not be a way of the hero hint. I'm slightly concerned now.
Pathins changed that once those got added lost.
Yeah, it should be Path of Gold for a Triforce Hunt.
No, that would be only with path hints enabled. They're not lost. Those are separate now.
That doesn't sound right, but okay.
That's actually just how it... No, because Path and Way of the Heroes are now completely distinct, so...
Mm-hmm.
More Gold is more Bomb Shoes. So, even in Triforce Hunt, it is... whether you got Way of the Heroes or Path still depends on if Path hints are on, which they are not, because I used the leak hint setting.
It must be something that's on the latest dev forks, because on 6.2 that's not how it works.
Yeah, no, it's still that way on 6.2. Colossus right hand is the key.
No, Path of Gold behaves as it should on 6.2. It's always Path of Gold, whichever hint setting you select.
Nope, that is not the case. That's work that correct, Miraxis, yeah. Work that way since gold hints are merged. It still remains the same lost. It depends, because you have to specifically go look at the hint distribution itself to turn on path hints or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's
separate hint categories. It is not. It is.
I'm aware. I
think he might have just gotten weird hint dis.
I've plandoed quite a lot of things with the new hint distros. I am keenly aware of which kind of hints are in which distros.
But no, I think that's just, but no, I can promise you that it's still, that's just how it is lost. It's still in 6.2. As we get another Triforce piece, and hit the Temple of Time is foolish. And Deku Tree for, Mario. No, that is intended, that is the intended method. That is intended lost, right.
Okay, so that would make it so that the only distro you get Path of Gold hints on is S5?
Yes, or otherwise enabled.
That's the only distro in 6.2 that has path hints.
The default, yes. Default distros, otherwise you have to turn them on specifically in the weights.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. The only selectable distro that uses path hints.
Path hints is Season 5, yes.
How can something be Way of the Hero, though?
If it locks all recorded Triforce pieces, I mean, it doesn't. It would take something fairly dumb, but it can. Oh, DDR hint distro also has path, correct? Oh wait, thanks, Miraxis. Hack is still path, or Way of the Hero break. Now I've got it going because I am also used to that now. Right.
Oh,
550 piece.
550. Picking up the lens of truth, though.
I think it was 135. Rudo's was in CAC, yes, in the window. That might be the path. Better deal than the piece in the cookie shop. You're not wrong. I don't know if we've seen the adult spawn actually. Is that a bow? Or am I blind? And another trapper. See, that was actually
not sure what you were looking at.
Alex assigned the pods just outside Goron City in DMC. And chat confirming that was a bow and I am not blind.
Hello, Swabby. My child has just spontaneously come into the room. Who let you out?
Yes, there are 11 people playing this nonsense. Also,
I thought it was
we're seeing
12.
a fun new strat.
Oh, somebody.
Lost, I think we booted one out because of tech issues.
Ah.
And Alex trying an interesting new strat where you can't actually use the pot to push yourself across the gap. It's fairly dumb and it's about as dumb as it sounds, so it's really odd to see if you get it. And give it one try, did not continue, don't play it. OoT is
Sorry, I need to step away because I do not know where Mega has gone, and Swabby is apparently not being supervised by anyone right now, so I will be back in just a minute.
Yep, no worries. Lost Colossus, Nocturne Colossus. It's not illegal, Tom, and until it's illegal, and so they can't do it. There's nothing blocking them from that. When Blast Tag and Nocturne is at the Colossus.
Okay, Swabby is supervised again.
Alright, good. Well, Nocturne's at the Colossus, and Mario's up to 17 pieces. Well, it's still a key, nothing too new. Yeah, Pot Pushing Craters, the KZ skip of Season 5.
There's always gotta be something, huh?
Pretty much.
Rando runners, or in this case, was it Rando or was this discovered by vanilla speedrunners?
I don't actually know, I'll be honest.
I think it was vanilla runners, but I am not confident on that.
Couldn't tell you either. Is you get another piece on top of DC? DC, by the way, is kind of stupid in these settings. There's a bunch of freestanding rupees and 27 pots.
Oh my.
We'll
DC wasn't OP before.
It also takes 20 years, yes, Mario. Mr. Mario specifically in chat, not Mario the Runner on Restream. DC takes forever because of all these new checks. We are seeing rooms that you will probably haven't seen in quite a while. Every single room in DC has something now. You've been coming to go to Redless Alpha's fight rooms. Yep, Rob noting in chat that he had to code in a whole new flag system in order to account for all the items in DC because there were so many. There's so many of them now, it's dumb.
Oh my. Hey, there's iron boots in DC. In the Dodongo room.
Yep. I'll just write it down as DC because the entire place is in logic, and there's not exactly like I don't think it's like a specific name for this that I can remember, at least offhand. Oh! Ah, yes! Fountain! Did you know there are 18 underwater rupees in that fountain?
Knew there was a lot!
I believe it's actually 18. There are a ton underneath there.
Oh my.
And chat confirming there are 18 freestanding heavy rupees. Suddenly it's down with those checked into places. There is 50 skulls is dead. And there's another piece. Yep, you can just jump through that lava waterfall. There's actually a freestanding freestanding recovery heart there in the vanilla that actually has a randomized item. And that is one of the more obscure checks that I took into consideration with things. Does it make sense for you to jump into a lava waterfall? Probably not, but hey, it's there, so it's shuffled.
DC has turned into even more shenanigans than before.
Yep. Link is just tearing the place apart looking for every single thing in here, because there's a lot.
Just a bomb refill on the nap time check.
Yep. Yeah, Lost, you said your word this was going to take 5 hours. This is not going to take 5 hours. I think this
You don't know that.
We're 35 minutes in with 36. We're 36 minutes in and 36 pieces on Alex. To be fair, I know it slows down before you tell me that, but still.
There's only so many easy checks.
Yes, but there are a lot more easy checks than before now with all the extra everything lot. Yes, Elka, which set of really stupid things are we going to get reminded of now? Because there's a loot and it's impossible to remember everything. Oh yeah, right.
Implies you knew it in the first place. There's plenty of stuff that I'm just straight up not aware of in this.
Yep, correct.
This is a learning experience.
These settings are in fact Spirit and GTG. They have a surprisingly few freestanding anythings or pots. To note, silver rupees are not shuffled because that would break things pretty majorly.
Required to grab an ice trap. Yeah, that wouldn't work very well.
Nope. There are still possibilities that we might see a bug or two in with these new settings. They've been pretty. The setting's been out for at least a week and a half or something by now. Probably a bit longer than that. So it's gotten fairly. So like the most major bugs have gotten debugged. I've reported a few bugs, in fact. But we're mostly getting there. But,
it's been quite a while since we've had a big new feature added like that. Have we thrown Raikaru at it?
I haven't talked to Ryan in a very long time. I think since the end of Co-op Season 1, so I don't know. Lost. Kinda...
A joke is in the 2.x days, he was very, very, very eager to play new sanities and randomization features, and frequently found bugs. I'm sorry, I'm a relic of an older age of Rando.
You're fine. And yes, there is a rupee behind that block. And ZL on Saria. Alright, that's not bad. That is our actual access to icy water since we don't have hover boots yet to get in there otherwise.
DC is rather stacked. I mean, we're used to saying that in the commentary booth, but more so than usual, DC is stacked tonight.
Yep. Also takes forever because you're going to every single room here.
Mm-hmm.
Like the last time we saw probably most of these rooms was likely in RSL, I think. If that. Here on Restream, at least.
Yeah, basically only seeing these rooms in, like, closed door time sort of settings. Where you're stuck doing DC as child.
Yeah, or sometimes MQDC does make a few of these a bit more relevant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that as well.
MQDC doesn't make all of them more relevant, but does make a few more relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the odds of chickens being hard required is pretty much 0. Yeah, they aren't doing them. Well, not Vandy's chickens. Talon's chickens were required for, or likely required for a bomb back today as a good piece. 41 pieces, 41 minutes in. Mario's been doing less check-downs locations, so has fewer pieces, but once he gets to DC, he'll catch up quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Is there already a lot?
That there are. I have lost track of how many.
I didn't even bother counting as I get another one on the bridge.
And Alpha is also still in Child 1, and there were quite a lot of pieces in the Dompe maze. So those will be some relatively easy to pick up pieces once going adult.
Yep, Virgo, it's pots. Lots of pots. Kadzera, what do you think you've been looking at for the last 2 minutes? Pot sanity is a thing.
Oh man, that as they come to these pots, that strikes me as so. I rely on those fairies back there pretty regularly because I am somebody who very much likes to keep contingency plan fairies on hand.
Yeah, fairy
wondering
pots
how the pots. The ones with fairies in them are kept. Okay.
To be fair, also exiting reload and re-entering reloads the pots anyway, so you don't have to worry about those. So this doesn't break logic on access to ammo and rupees and what have you.
Yeah, just the concept of opening a chest and a fairy flying out of it or something if they were shuffled. Just the thought of that struck me as silly.
Fair enough. To be fair, Kanzera, this is a pretty new setting. Hot Sanity as well as Rupee Mania. They've been out only for like the last week or two-ish. They're pretty recent, and well, we get to show them off. It's nuts, as expected.
Yeah, now the question is how long until Roman merges these in and the RSL players have to make a decision about this.
Good question. Who knows?
Yeah.
It probably depends on when Rob PRs it in, to be fair.
Mr. Mario in chat saying, Season 5 of RSL.
Yeah, if you guys want to try this build for yourself, you can go find the build in the settings command. I put it in there so you can go download it and test it out for yourself. It's quite something. Yep.
As a dev branch, be aware that you might encounter bugs. If you do, please report them so that it can continue to get refined as a branch.
Yep, I've been reporting a few bugs to Rob, in fact. Something went really wacky with... Because adding all these few hundred extra checks really broke the item pool for a bit. So at one point I was trying to do... at one point I was trying to do 88 out of 168 piece Triforce Hunt, right? The randomizer, for whichever reason, ended up deciding to give me 216 Triforce pieces total instead. Not quite sure how that ended up being super extra, but that happened. That has since been fixed.
I am curious how many ice traps you would get in Onslaught with the new item pool full of so much junk. That seems...
Probably something upwards of 300, if I'll be honest.
Probably, and I'm eagerly looking forward to subjecting others to that.
Before the item pool got retooled a bit, there were, even with 88 planned out each of, even without the planned out 88 red rupees, 88 gold rupees, and 168 Triforce pieces, there were close to 200 recovery hearts alone. There's a ton of junk. Something in the range of, so I'd probably guess probably close to 400 junk items if you shuffle both. It's bad. Chip saying in chat he's favorite number refuses to play this game with ice traps. Yes, I know about the red envelopes blast tag. Sadly, there's a limit to how much I can actually code in. It's just gold rupees and red rupees regularly. Big 20s are not really. So, but yes, there are 88 red rupees to go with 88 gold rupees in the pool. And yeah, it's just it's really just a Triforce Hunt.
Picking up that double defense now as well.
Yeah, settings-wise, this is really just the 2 new sanities, plus the extra shop prices and Triforce Hunt. Otherwise, it's pretty much just regular old stuff, because there's enough craziness going on. We don't need to throw in Skull Sanity or anything else to go with it. That might really break some people's brains. But yeah, Nocturne at Requiem, we saw that earlier. Oh, nice saddle spawn.
They're inverted today.
Yep. Not quite completely inverted. Completely inverted would have been Adel spawn in Link's house, but close. Where's the other copy of that hint? Brilliant game. Helpful.
Are we seeing chickens?
We might be seeing chickens.
No, maybe not.
Also, chat noting there was a strength in the cack pot. Nice.
Yes, one of the ones by the guard.
Yes, a hint for Graveyard, a hint for Nocturne at Colossus, in the graveyard, locked by Nocturne. Excellent game, much needed. And we'll note that Freaky Fridays, we have now decided to allow people to pick the rule set of their choice. So, We did ask both of these guys to stick to the same rule set to make it a little easier to follow on Restream, but everyone else in the race got to choose their own. These two picked standard. But so we might be seeing a decent mix of finish times depending on rule sets and what have you, though I'm not sure how much changing a rule set will help when you've got this much Triforce Hunt going. We'll find out, I suppose. Huge Rupee on the Lower River Heart piece.
More Triforce pieces in CAC.
Yep. Loss's left hand is a Triforce piece.
And you said we wouldn't see chickens today.
Apparently I'm wrong on that front. We will be seeing Casey skip from Alex because he can't get in there at the moment. Doesn't have ZL or hover boots. Tunson gave us a triangle piece, we saw that earlier. The other copy of that hint earlier. The Triforce piece in Upper River. You're fine, Rob.
And Alexander hitting the halfway mark with their pieces.
Yep. Then yes, there is a rupee there, because why not? Or I think it's a rupee, might be a... I remember something, it's hard to remember which is which.
I believe there's red rupees there at the base of the waterfall.
Hey, Reds, gotcha. But yeah, these rupees and pots really make you learn a lot about the utterly random places you can find pots and rupees and recovery hearts in the game. Because suddenly they're all relevant. You probably won't be seeing too much of our dungeon, to be fair, since they'll likely get most of their pieces before they get into any dungeons. How do you even remember these pieces? Extensive notes, probably? I'm not actually sure. But it definitely gets kind of tricky. Yeah, there is a reason why it's a super generous Triforce Hunt. Aside from me just picking lucky numbers, 8 is the most lucky number in China. 4 is the worst. There is a reason why it is not Shop's 4. But 88's a really good number, 168's pretty good, and that also makes for a pretty generous Triforce Hunt, which is good because these guys study the new settings and what checks are available. Not everyone can, and even if you do study the settings, it's easy to forget something with so many extra checks.
Looks like we're gonna get a peek inside Ganon's castle on Alexander's side, and we're gonna see what Anshu has for us in just a moment on Lee's side.
Yeah. This is, by the way, open bridge. Alex just didn't come in here earlier. Yeah, there's like a zillion pots and trials. There's also a regular recovery heart or something there. Not the silver rupees. Yeah, Ganon's castle gets even more OP than the usual. I actually originally had a 6 medallion bridge, but then someone asked if to make it open bridge so we could see the trial check, so here we are. Wolfus is trolling Alex here.
There it goes.
Yeah, Alex is doing density, Mario is doing, I don't know, memes, checks, something. To be fair, there are a decent number of checks and cacks still. Hey, GSW Skag, welcome into nonsense and some insanity. More so than usual, at least. Zero madness. Yep. Yeah, with these settings, you can now do like 168 piece 88 out of 168 Triforce pieces is far from the maximum. I think the maximum is probably more like 400 extra pieces you can do now. It's nuts. Or 400 total pieces now. It's pretty funny. Yep, Chim, 100% nonsense, 0% hookshots.
There's a lot of equipment we haven't seen yet that's probably hiding in weird places.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff hiding in weird places with so many extra checks lost. Yeah, we might not even need a hookshot to beat this seed, honestly. Oh yeah, you could comfortably do a 200-piece Triforce Hunt, Revan. Just alone, there are 168 Triforce pieces and 88 red rupees in this seed. Take those two out and you get well upwards of 200 spots for things right off the bat. And there's loads more. There's also a ridiculous surplus of gold rupees as we get 10 skulls for another piece. I'm pretty sure the maximum number of Triforce pieces is probably close to 400 with these. If you add in all of the pots and rupees, it's pretty bad. Or pretty nuts.
Lots of places for things to get tucked away.
Yep. I'm digging another recovery, another piece, sorry.
And Ganon's boss key chest only having a nut.
Yep. Man, this is utter insanity and I love it. It's pretty fun to watch so far.
Oh yeah. So far there hasn't been anything to particularly abuse our runners.
Oh dear, Rob saying that dumping gigging was broken less than 24 hours ago? What did you break, Rob? Rob's only explanation dumping digging. For like, was that like every single dirt patch was shuffled, I think? Or was it? Oh, it was only giving its vanilla harpy, so that would be a problem then, yeah.
That's a weird way to break it.
That is a really weird way to break it. I would have expected that every single dirt patch gave a randomized item or something, but, huh. Sunshine is vanilla, so that's gonna be the piece there, hinted. Yep. These settings have been pretty fun. Pretty unusual, but pretty fun. The seed is in fact open. You can in fact go get the seed for yourself right now if you so cared. And yes, Chinese New Year started on the 1st, hence the username and profile and avatar change.
Oh.
And there's a piece for 225 rupees, along with some rupees.
That's where that's the current race room, and you can find the race seed linked in the race room.
Yep. You may also find the build to generate seeds of your own right there. Chimp, you're not wrong saying that the piece in the shoe shop is a quarter of the price of the Kokiri one, so it's a bargain. I mean, you're technically correct.
Hey, Manning Green's house is now no longer junk in Doriar.
Yep.
Oh, and holding magic today.
That's a good find.
That is very helpful.
It is. You know about that Dins on Big Oron if I can never find a trade quest item. Back Kelly, the new Mido house, second Mido. Not wrong, Chip. And that is a pretty annoying. That is one of the more annoying places to get a hard required item, because a lot of people don't realize that house exists. They really have a reason to go over to that side of the alley in vanilla.
Yeah, unless you're used to playing interior ER.
Unless you're doing that. Alex chose for whichever reason to not do the lens game, perhaps not feeling like it. Happy 1 hour, everyone, by the way. Time for some shoutouts. Yeah, with this much extra pieces, the lens game is too long, I think. Want to do our shoutouts last?
Oh, sorry, I thought you were.
I can do it, whichever. I'll give you a chance to talk, because I know I've been taking the lead here.
Okay, well, thank you, Star, for doing lead on the commentary. I am Lost the Pirate. I'm nobody important. And we have our trackers today, who are the unsung heroes of all randomizer races. Today we've got Carliana and Tumultak13 clicking the buttons in the background to make sure we all know what's happening.
And don't forget to give our runners a follow too.
And I believe Star is double dutying also as our restreamer tonight.
Correct. We've got 3 restreamers among the volunteer crew, but only one of us has the official restream job. Lost and Tom are also 2 restreamers, but I decided to pick it up for today. Thankfully, it's running pretty smooth for now. Tom saying after I lost at 1, 2, 3, not it. Well, I don't think we actually played such a game.
It took me longer than it should have to parse that sentence because of your choice to use the word lost.
Yes, I can see why. Tom saying out of 70 you sent it to ping us both and do it, lol. Fair. I mean, to be fair, that so far, at least, fingers crossed, this has run pretty well, so I haven't needed to do anything for Restream beyond open the Restream and set the node up, which I can do pretty quickly nowadays. I was already getting the seed in anyway, as I'm a Freaky Friday organizer. Usually I'm not the person coming up with the settings, but I decided to do so this week. Next Freaky Friday in 2 weeks, actually, will be our Valentine's Day special. I usually do a 20 heart run. Not really sure what variety of 20 hearts we'll do this year. Last year it was combined with Chinese New Year for a cow sanity one, but I don't know about this year.
I'm sure people will figure something out.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, I really had fun at the Cow Sanity Valentine's last year. That was good fun. This year I decided to do Chinese New Year and Valentine's separately because the dates are far enough apart. Buying a whole bunch of beans because beans are a fair bit more relevant with all the everything.
Oh yeah, the freestanding ones like in Kokiri Forest and stuff.
Yep. Yeah, those Kokiri Forest rupees. Also planning the bean for this Triforce piece here. Yeah, I'll probably let the other Freaky Friday organizers come up with which flavor of 20 hearts we want to do this year. Something is about the only thing I can say for that. Probably won't be turning on Rupee Mania and Hot Sanity, I think. I think one of it is enough, and we should change it up a bit next time. Usually I'm the plandover on the team who helps to make ideas a reality, and to make sure we don't go too far off the rails. I'm usually terrible at actually coming up with original ideas, but I figured I'd do it this week. And for that matter, you guys can come up with ideas too. You can always go DM us or post in the Freaky Friday channel, the OTR Discord, and say, hey, I have an idea, and tell us what it is. You don't need to have like an exact setting string or planned it or anything, but even just the basic idea we can usually work out some more particular, an actual like viable settings idea from there. That's my job.
If you want to play some weird seeds that aren't Freaky Fridays, you can also check out the challenge seeds, which I'm in charge of.
Yes, you are.
There's never any Plando involved in those, none at all.
No, never!
There's totally not weird, gimmicky things to be found over there in the archives.
Oh no, never. Why? That's not how the challenges work, right?
Nope, never. All perfectly mundane seeds.
Exactly. Alright, so Child Spirit here for Mario. Child Spirit doesn't actually have that many pots or anything else. So it's usually pretty tame. Rob noting that that Crane Spirit isn't supposed to be shuffled, it just so happens to use the same flag as a pot upstairs. Lol, OT, a well-coded game, everyone. With lots of really random shared flags. They are not doing this as co-op last day. They've just decided to go off in wildly different directions. None of co-op really benefits you much when you're doing this generous of you're doing Triforce Hunt because you're going everywhere anyway.
Plus, we've got sibling rivalry going on here tonight, so they probably each of them want to be top dog. and have the superior showing in the race.
I forget which of these two won the last time we had them head-to-head on a Freaky Friday restream, but I know we've done this before. In hindsight, I perhaps should have given the curious one to start to make pots a little nicer as child, but oh well. 38 pieces from Mario.
Spirit Temple seems like just such a mess under normal circumstances. I can only imagine how goofy it is, with even more things in it shuffled.
It's actually surprisingly not that bad.
Spirit Key logic doesn't get that much stupider?
I mean, let's see. The list of shuffled new item checks. Spirit Temple Shifting Wall Recovery Heart 1 and 2. Those are 5 key lock. You're fine. Spirit Temple Lobby, Pot 1 and Pot 2. Those are also relevant, largely. Child Climb Pod, okay. Hall After Sunblock Room, there are 2 pots here. Those are probably the most confusing ones. I am not actually sure where the BMO's Hall pot is, come to think of it. Child Anubis pot is one we already saw. They're not the worst, actually, placements. The Hall After Sunblock Room pots would be the ones that really throw us wrench in logic, because I know the skull up there already throws a wrench in logic when it's shuffled. I can only imagine the pots make it worse.
For the longest time, I don't think it's still the case, but it at least used to be the case that skull had the most complicated logic written for it. Mainly because of how nonsensical it had to be when Oko is turned on.
I mean, it's probably still pretty much nonsensical, because I know there's shenanigans with ranged weapons for both ages. I think there might have been a co-op Season 1 tournament seed where you were logically required to do AD because Requiem and some idiot combination of key placements and a boomerang location or something got you stuck with that skull. Even though you could get it as adult with hookshot. Even Rob doesn't understand the logic he wrote for those 2 pots. It's bad, I'll just say. It's those 2 pots, that room has some really bad logic. I understand regular basic no key sanity key spirit key logic fairly well. Once you throw in sanities, I'm looking at logic files.
Well, spirit key logic is generally agreed to be the most confusing of the key logics. Fire has its quirks, water has some weirdness, but spirit's on a whole other level.
It really is. Yeah, Spirit is logically longshot lock still because the key on right hand I don't bet has not changed even with the pots. Not that it needs to be completed, no. Kinda curious what our cat wave hero is. I think it's the only one we're getting today, but I'm wondering what it is.
Well, we had the Rudo's letter there.
Yeah, but that must lock something that locks a stupid number of Triforce pieces.
The bottom of the fountain?
I mean, they would have to lock at least, what, 81 pieces? Not sure how, it would have to basically like a hookshot to lock 81 pieces, I think.
Maybe both are back there.
Maybe. Strength and CAC fair, but strength locks usually somewhat less, cause strength right now does not really give us new checks even, to be honest. We are slowly starting to run a little bit low on checks bit by bit, so we've still got plenty.
Yes, the pace of new Triforce pieces is definitely slowing down.
Yes, it is. Yes, strength can lock a lot in Forest Elka, but you first have to be able to get into Forest, is the thing. And yes, Dins is on Goron. Oh yeah, Forest gets pretty silly in keys with the pots, because there's actually quite a lot of pots in Forest Temple.
Ooh, yeah, and Forest key logic is pretty direct. You need all the keys.
Yep. So there are 4 recovery hearts in the early parts of Forest, and then...
Then there's a bunch of pots around the first 3 pose.
Yep, there are 2 pots in the fire switch room. Yep, there are a total of 18 pots, it looks like. 6 in the center room, 1 on lower Stalfos, 4 on upper Stalfos, 3 in the blue po room, 2 in the fire switch room, and 2 in the block puzzle room, according to the spoiler locket. The flying pots do not have randomized items yet.
You can't hear me because I haven't had anything to say in the last couple minutes. Sorry. I'm just over here being quiet, watching the action. Tom.
Oh, they're saying that your icon is lighting up, but they weren't hearing anything last. I don't have Discord on me. As, like, in focus, so I can't tell.
Trying to quietly eat a snack, so apparently I was failing.
I mean, I wasn't hearing it, but maybe there's just enough to light up your icon. I know I was eating dinner at the very beginning of the stream last year. Fine. But Cub's got a bit of the munchies.
Hey, more Triforce pieces for sale. Oh, and those are on the cheap. Well, no, one of those was on the cheap side. That was some very expensive eye drops.
How much were those eye drops?
Hey, 900 something.
Oh dear. 740. Okay, they're not getting those fast. Yep, it did cost 740. They're not getting Shadow today. Also, that's a hookshot in domain spots. That's a good find. And light arrows are also domain pots, I assume. Lovely. We do not need.
Those are purely optional today.
Yep.
And I would assume that the diving game pots are not rupees are not randomized, because that would probably break all sorts of things. but we are getting a second view of Child Spirit now.
Yep. Yeah, Zora Diamond game rupees, similar to the silver rupees throughout the game, I think shuffling them would really kind of break things a bit. Yeah, I figured they can't really be shuffled. There's also just that the game's repeatable too, and I think that probably would mess with things too. It'd be funny if they could
Breaking
be
the pots is
shuffled.
repeatable, and that's been worked around.
I suppose.
There's bound to
Yeah.
be a way. Is somebody actually gonna find it? That's an entirely separate question.
Sure that. That's a good question, actually. The frogs rupees. That's a good question. The 4 of those. I don't think they're shuffled yet, but Rob knows better than I do because he coded these settings.
The 5 of them. Yeah, that's a shuffle that has been asked for repeatedly over the last few years. Generally been declined by the dev team for making Child River way too tedious, and just as a design decision not being behind that, but if somebody feels like making it, there's no reason why it can't exist. I think the current leads on the dev team are pretty inclined to add anything that is working and functional to the main repo at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, most things can be shuffled if you figure it out, but you have to actually work out how, and it gets pretty complicated at times.
Mm-hmm.
I know Rob's had a ton of headaches coding these pots and rupees in, so that's one of the reasons why these are pretty new, despite OTR being around for ages, is because you have to actually code it in, which takes a while and a fair bit of knowledge. Decomps probably help too.
Yeah. My contributions to the main repo, what little they are, is edits to the README file.
I've put in a couple minor hint PRs, a few minor preset PRs, like little things, nothing big. Because I don't have good enough coding skills to do anything big without completely goofing something. I really still need to actually go get off my butt and go put in a PR to change the Goron City Maze hint, because that one is actually pretty misleading, because it says the hammer unlocks in Goron City something or whatever, which is actually pretty misleading considering you don't actually need a hammer for that. You can use silver gauntlets, or you can use a couple different tricks to get there. Or, just cheese it with CSM seed. We had a whole debate over what the new wording of the hint should be, and then the hint discussion just died. I need to go back, look at the discussion again, and then go figure out what I want to PR the hint to be. Note yourself on that. Yeah, we're actually starting to dry out a bit on check, so that hookshot's actually really helpful for things. Forest Temple.
I told you it'd happen sooner or later.
Yeah, Forest Temple, we do have Strength, Bow, and Hookshot.
now that Alexander's back as child again, it probably won't be too long until they head to Domain. It would be a thing to do on this trip as child.
So yeah, hey Zero Wing, also in chat there. Nice to see you again. Has had chatting with Zero
No
last night.
pom-poms?
He already put the pom-poms in earlier last, I just didn't comment on it then.
Whoops.
Stacy Chicken stealing Ironman Hover Boots pom-poms, in fact. Well, the chickens weren't too spicy. Lighters got stolen by the Zoras, apparently. We don't know where Hover Boots went off. Or, yeah. Actually, Iron Boots were stolen by the Dodongos. We have no idea where Hover Boots are. I can't read the hints. And sheep, apparently. But yeah, we've got ourselves nonsense.
ZL, Alexander's likely to get that fairly soon. It was Child Sacred Forest Meadow.
Yeah, he'll be there in a few minutes. Open Bridge, Brando. Recommendation from, a request from a player who wanted to see some of the Ganon's Castle checks. I fear we won't possibly see all the new set checks since, well, this is a really stupidly generous try for us, but I just wanted a general introduction to things. You know, Mario's managed to get an impressive number of Triforce pieces, considering he really hasn't gone adult at all, I don't think.
I don't believe so.
Yeah, because he's gotten 42 pieces already. Once he goes see DC, he'll be most of the way there, even.
And there were also 4 or 5 pieces in the Dompe race as well.
Yep.
Several of those freestanding items were Triforce pieces tonight.
Yep. Yep, Dompe race is a bunch of free rupees. It's not 88 out of 88, Joss. It's 88 out of 168. I was not going to be incredibly mean and give them an exact count for Triforce Hunt. It's one of the most hated things generally is an exact Triforce Hunt in racing settings. There's a reason why it's one of the very few hard exceptions in RSL. They will not give you minimal Triforce Hunt because it sucks. And it would have really sucked when people are still learning the checks and they're bound to miss 1 or 2 somewhere.
Deku Baby's given that Triforce piece that we saw hinted earlier.
Mm-hmm. Axel Ryman, we actually had a 1 Triforce piece Blitz tournament on the Silver Gauntlets sister channel to ZSR, who hosted OOTR Challenge Cup and co-op tournament. We did a Triforce Blitz, 1 piece Triforce Hunt Blitz tournament to celebrate becoming Twitch partners, and that was an interesting one. I think might be a spot or 2 of that up on Twitch somewhere of our restream, so that was fun. There's also a I think one of the shortest, if not the shortest, random settings league race on record was all of 4 minutes long for the winner. I think it might have been exactly 4 minutes even. One piece Triforce hunt. You just had to go do a little bit of overworld ER and you were done. It goes on the domain torches or something. Really, really quick.
Yeah, remember that's a thing that exists. Not the details of it, though.
No. I think the VODs of that 4-minute race are probably long gone, but this you can probably still find the seed somewhere on the interwebs. Pretty sure the race room at least is still around. I don't think that deletes the seeds. Can Stone Shadow find a way today? Probably not. Especially with those eye drops being what they are. To be fair, the wallet and 30 skulls is quite in logic at this point. We have more than enough for that. Between the bottles and the hookshot, but who knows generally. $61 pieces now for Alex.
$45 for Alpha Mario.
Yeah.
Now they're gonna get several. He's gonna be able to pick up several more pieces here.
What's my favorite pot? Oh dear. I mean, I think I have to vote in some ways for the pots under Ganondorf, just for the absolutely hilarious light arrow hit they're right over there. As in, literally, Ganondorf's sin is, you'll never beat with the light arrows from those pots over there! I also do actually, IRL really like, the dish called Hot Pot. Traditional dish that well, you have like a broth of oil. You have a broth. You have like a pot. And they can it's like you're kind of like flash cooking everything in really hot water or broth. So you often have like really thinly sliced meats. Oyster mushrooms I tend to have with that. You can do all kinds of vegetables. It's pretty good stuff. It's very hard to describe, and I really suck at translation, which doesn't help, but I love it. And hey, GG's Cola, first place, 130.40.
GG.
Yeah, I guess a non-dairy fondue is actually not a bad descriptor of hot pot. That is more or less correct, yeah, as someone who has in fact had fondue. And a similar idea, you dunk stuff in really hot liquids to cook it, basically.
I've got a beef stew that I make that's pretty awesome. Instead of using beef broth to cook it in, you use spicy V8 as the soup base.
Ooh, that's an interesting idea.
Turns out really good. Needs a little Worcestershire sauce in there, but it ends up really yummy.
One of my favorite dishes is my mom does a really good. Again, I can't translate. I'm not even sure what the cut of meat is called. It's like beef tenderloin or something. It might be beef shanks. I forget what the actual cut of meat is. It's just one to get from the local grocery store. Slow cooked for several hours with a load of spices, and it becomes like really, really tender and really, really tasty. I know that's an absolutely terrible description, but I actually am no good at describing it because food is one of those things that really doesn't translate very well. I also love like a good lamb and cilantro soup. I guess the cooking technique might be braising. I'm actually not sure. It's one of those things that just, well. Anyhow, Mario's adult, gonna finally picking up all the stuff in Dom Race and gonna be almost done by the time he gets out of TC. For me personally, as a cook, I'm pretty lazy, so I usually do like pre-made sauces and whatnot. I can make some pretty decent stuff with that. A hot pot's best enjoyed within a group, so you get a whole group, you can order like a bunch of different little dishes and you can just all try some different things out. I remember once visiting the province of Sichuan in southern China, which is famous for incredibly spicy food. Well beyond my own personal spice tolerance, but one of my younger brothers who loves spicy stuff and loved the stuff, as did my older cousin who's also obsessed with spicy food. And they had like all kinds of stuff, including all sorts of meats, all different types of vegetables. They had both like a regular non-spicy broth and a spicy one. Really knock your socks off spicy, to me at least. Pretty typical spice level for Sichuan, I think. And they had some more unusual dishes as well. Like I think pork intestines were among the dishes, as well as like cow stomach is another one, among other things. I personally don't care all that much for intestines or for cow stomach, but cow tongue is actually really good when well cooked. Texture's a little bit different, but it's actually really, really tasty.
Wouldn't know. I'm not a very adventurous eater, so there's a lot of things I have not tried.
Fair. It's also something my mom likes to slow cook with like a load of spices and like a bunch of spices, and yeah, I haven't had it in a good couple of years. And it's one of those things also you can't really describe it. It's more something you have to have in person. It's pretty tasty. Extremely fine-grained and just a little gamey sounds about right. Yeah, chat. Actually, I should have some roast duck again sometime. I really do love the stuff. When well done, it's very, very tasty, and crispy skin is so good on roast duck. It's really pricey stuff, as duck goes, but it's really tasty. I haven't had that in a while. My younger brother is a big fan of ducks, so doesn't eat them at all, so we can only go out and eat roast duck without him, which gets kind of awkward, and it's also really not a dish available in the States, which doesn't help.
Peking duck isn't all that uncommon.
Uncommon enough that it's not something you can get, it's like something we very, very rarely get. I don't remember the last time I've had duck, in fact. Well, I think I might have had it last time I was in China, but that was 2018, 4 years ago, so it's been a bit. Anyhow, DC time for Mario. This is gonna be a load of pieces. Food tangents aside. What's your favorite food, Lost?
Oh, goodness, I do not know.
Anything coming to mind particularly at the moment? I know I have a hard time picking two, to be fair.
I mean, I would never turn down a good peanut curry.
Ooh, those can be good. I kind of want dumplings at the moment. My mom makes some really, really good ones, and I need to. Since I currently live alone, it's not really economical for me to cook up a big thing of dumplings. But I really should go check out the local dumpling places. I moved recently and haven't really done a good job of exploring local restaurants, so I should do that this weekend when the weather is maybe not quite so terrible. I guess I could freeze them and reheat them, but I only have so much freezer space. And they're also just never quite the same when frozen and then reheated.
I moved last summer. My freezer is so tiny. You can barely store anything in it. I wish I could take the ice maker out of it because we do not use it and it takes up so much space.
Oh my goodness.
Such an inefficient use of our limited space.
Ice makers really do take up a lot of space, to be fair. I did, however, because especially a Chinese New Year, I want to go do that have some dumplings at some point. I also need to figure out where around here sells, whatever UNCL are called in English. I also haven't the foggiest idea. The perils of language translations. Anyhow, gonna go Google that. Give me a minute. Okay, I guess you're okay. Googling did not turn up much. So Chinese New Year is a festival celebrated over the course of 2 weeks. The exact start date depends, varies from year to year for the Western calendar, so generally between mid-January and mid-February.
It is based on the lunar calendar, not the Gregorian calendar.
Correct. And so it begins with the Spring Festival on the first day, and 14 days later, it ends with the Lantern Festival, also known as Yuanxiaojie, Yuanxiao. I don't think there's a direct translation. One of the traditions of which for Yuanxiaojie is to, in fact, eat yuanxiao. It's a type of dessert made of sticky, rice pudding balls, I guess, is about what I managed to get out of Googling. And you usually have a sweet filling, so usually bean paste, sometimes there are different kinds of bean paste typically, sometimes you get nut butter, they're pretty tasty little things. I need to figure out what store locally carries those. There's gonna be an Asian market somewhere that sells the things. And GG's alfalfa while I was sidetracked on food, 140.12. Yeah, yuanxiao is pretty tasty. Big one of fillings or small ones that's just pure sticky rice. The big ones with fillings really aren't that big, I'll be honest. They're still the size of a small meatball. Yuanxiao. But they're pretty tasty things. My own Chinese New Year dinner a couple days ago was a really big piece of salmon. It's traditional to eat fish for the new year. It's a particularly bad pun on words. The word for fish and the word for plenty sound the same, so that's where that comes from. That was pretty tasty. Really ate a bit too much salmon in one sitting, but well.
Are there puns that aren't bad puns? Does such a thing exist? That sounds a bit like an oxymoron to me.
Yeah, not wrong. But yeah, there's eating fish is, basically what tradition to wish plenty upon the new year, more or less. There's not an exact translation there that really makes sense, as most sayings are. Another play on words of sorts, I suppose. The kind of slow food related is it's typical to eat noodles, long noodles specifically, on for birthdays. That's to promote longevity, basically. Not quite as much of a bad pun, more of a play on word, but still a similar idea. Nothing on the lab dive rupees or on the lab roof. Waiting on the bean plant to come back.
It takes forever. Or at least it feels like forever.
You're not wrong. A lot of Chinese food traditions are very, very punny. Sorry for the bit of a cultural lesson, I suppose. I'm to go off on tangents a little bit about topics I'm interested in, and this is one of those I grew up with. Back on topic, more or less. Nothing on fishing. Another piece of Mario. I think I came in here with like 56. I forget it was low 50s or mid 50s, but he's picked up quite a few in here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, up to 65 now.
Yep,
DC,
hey, Alfalfa.
very stacked.
Oh, for sure. Hey, Alfalfa, GG's, and thank you. Yeah, DC's just... it's taking forever, but it's loaded. $66 pieces now for Mario. That is 75% of the way there. Yes, 75%. I mean, you still save time in the adult DC because you can still jump some of the ledges, and adult Link does move faster generally, so it's probably a little less, I guess, because you still have to go through the side rooms, which is one of the bigger time saves on adult DC normally. Zelda's face refers to Zelda's Lullaby the song. Saria is also marked Saria song for the same reason.
Yes, it looks like we're finally gonna get the Sora's Fountain play on Alexander's side.
Complete with all 18 freestanding rupees down there. Gonna take Alex a few trips, he only has 6 hearts. And GG's Neil, 147.01.
Alexander picking up the completely superfluous light arrows today.
Ganon will still tell you where lighters are in this mode, it just doesn't matter anymore since you don't actually need to beat Ganon in Triforce Hunt. You can get hints like Ganon telling you that you'll never beat me, the lighters from those pots over there. Remains one of my favorite things about these new settings is that hint. In case you're if your lighters are in one of the pots right below Dwarf.
Oh goodness, are there more pots up in the climb to what is some people's worst Skulltula up at the top of Fountain?
I don't actually know. Yeah. There are 3 pots there? Yikes! Thanks, Alfalfa.
I thought so.
So, that, for reference, that silver rock that Alex just walked past, next to the Fountain Fairy, underneath it, there is a rock. If you bomb that, you need to bomb the wall, lift the rock, lift the silver boulder, bomb the little rock underneath, jump down the hole that's there. Then there's apparently 3 pots and a Skulltula over here. It's one of the worst skulls in the game with some of the most obscure logic. As we get this treasure trove. Nice spot, at least.
Hey, more Triforce pieces on the bottom. A whole bunch of them, in fact.
6 of them? It looks like maybe 7 even. There's a load.
There's quite a few.
And I'm curious for too, because I'm not. And that, by the way, is the actual randomized regular item recovery or part pieces. So you can tell by the different pickup animation. And another piece there. Alright, and now can he get out of here without drowning? Just barely made it to the Triforce piece, and that's a drown. So, Lost, do you want to explain what Triforce Hunt does differently from the usual Beat Ganon goal?
The Triforce pieces, it is an arbitrary number. Tonight, 88 out of 168 is what our runners are attempting to collect. And they are pieces of the Triforce. It is a MacGuffin, because we want to collect a thing. And it is an alternate win condition to the standard Defeat Ganon. It is, you get Warp 2 credits when you collect the pre-assigned number of Triforce pieces. And at that time, you are also awarded Ganon's boss key. So if you want to reset and go in and beat the game in the more traditional fashion, you can, but it is not required in a race.
For race purposes, you are done when your screen fades to black.
Inspired by Link to the Past Rando's Triforce Hunt. And as far as I recall, also, the only model that Rando has added to the game is the Triforce piece itself.
I think
all the other
is custom, yes.
Oh, I know it's custom. I'm fairly sure it's the only custom one. Things like the
true.
The song icon.
Double defense is custom as well, yeah.
Oh, right. My mistake. Yeah, that is.
Someone had
it's modded, though. It isn't completely programmed from scratch. They took the existing heart container and modified it.
I don't think that fall was intentional from Alex's side, slashing the freezer and then falling off. Going back around, as you see, there are 3 freestanding items on that nice pillar, one of which was another piece.
We all got lots of pieces. Do you know what our counts are at?
That's a good question. I know it's about 70 or so for Alex, low 60s for Mario, I think.
Upper 60s.
Oh, 81.
Possibly 70 now.
Might be. Okay, I'm a little off then. Yeah, 81 for Alex. Yeah, Mario's probably in the 70s then.
No, nobody wants to hear you. You're very sweet and noisy, but nobody wants to hear you.
This should be a bow and piece 70, okay, for Mario. And yeah, it is pretty funny to use Blue Fire to unfreeze one single block, because, hey, that happens. What's even in that pot in vanilla? I have no idea.
Haven't the foggiest.
Oh, well, I have memorized quite a few things about OTR in the almost 2 years since I joined the community. I officially joined the OTR Discord in late March 2020. But I have not. But of all the things I've memorized, pot contents is certainly not one of them.
I just know where there's some fairies. That's the main thing that I know where to find it. Who knows what's coming next? It's whatever people feel like coding. Whatever pet project the next contributor wants to take on.
Pretty much.
Okay, and looks like Leah's at 71 Triforce pieces. Just collected one.
Yep.
I did not realize there was anything up there.
Yeah, there are! Some seriously random things.
Playing Song of Time in a dungeon? What is this? Master Quest?
To be honest, I have not seen those. I think that is the first time I personally have ever seen those Song of Time blocks. I did not know this existed until right now.
Yup!
They've literally never come up for me, because, well, I never needed to know about those. Yeah, most Song of Time blocks in the game actually have a flag to switch between if they show up as adult or child. Some Song of Time blocks are positional, like they just switch positions, but others switch time between adult and child, so those ones are there as child by default. The ones in GTG are there by default. That one's for people up in Dungeon ER. Forest Temple, that one is of Openness Child in Dungeon ER. Those two come up fairly often. The Fire Temple Song of Time Block, I think, is another. Yes, Neil, in fact, we did see the recover hits at the top DC Lizalfo's fight. I was not paying attention to the collection text, no.
I was not either.
Sorry, Song of Nice, so Preludes Vanilla, thanks.
Okay, 4 to go on Alexander's side.
Hey, not much left. Gonna see
Oh.
20 here. And that's 3 left.
Tom, you can go ahead and mark the 20 skulls collected, since we know there's at least 20. Thank you.
Alfalfa apparently didn't even bother collecting any skulls. Fair enough. And oh, that was another piece. Make that 86.
And there's enough
2
crap
hours.
in Spirit Temple that there's high odds of finding something else.
Mm-hmm. Oh
Is
yeah,
he going
dude,
for the
actually,
wallet on 30?
no, there's I think some freestanding somewhere maybe, or just getting a quick trip over here. That works too.
Ah. Yes,
Every 2
avoiding
hours.
the levers.
Not so much then. As soon as he said that, he got hit lost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, avoiding some of the levers on the way over.
I didn't say
Yeah.
successfully avoiding the levers.
Also fair. But yeah, shoutouts to our runners, Alex and Mario, to my Killcom Lost, and to our trackers, Carliana and Tomaltak.
And though the majority of the audience probably cannot read it, Star is here with me on comms.
Yep, just a temporary temp profile makeover. The username will go back to normal after this stream. I will be keeping the profile around for a couple of weeks. Until the 15th to be specific, since that's yet. And thanks Shirley for that Avatar remake. She does all my emotes as well, and a lot of the CSR ones. Really love her work. Also, I think we might have missed it when the bot posted it, but GG's to Neptune, who finished in 4th, 157.42.
Ah, I did miss that. GG's.
GG's. That's 87 pieces now for Alex with the Pots in the Wasteland. And yes, there is a star in the name to help with the name confusion. It has made me kind of difficult to ping, but it will. Tamaltak, the full name, Sing Sing doubled, is Star. Usually Sings, just Star, like by itself, the celestial object tends to be referred to as Sing Sing. And especially nicknames are usually have a doubled character. And then Isali Alba is 1468. Something doesn't have to be a diminutive, but a lot of the time the doubled character does tend to mean a diminutive in Chinese. So, like, for example, one of my cousins is nicknamed Long, Long being Mandarin for dragon, for instance. Or even, like, most family, a lot of terms to our close family members are also doubled, so Baba, Mama, our dad and mom, in that order, Tia Tia, Mei Mei, our big sister, little sister, Gugu Didi, big brother, little brother. And yes, the language distinguishes between older versus younger, also mom's side versus dad's side, and then older and younger within mom's side versus dad's side. It gets really complicated. Fun fact, I actually had no idea what the Chinese word for uncle was until I was 18, because I don't actually have any, uncles. I had no idea what the word for uncle on your mom's side was, that is, in English, because in Chinese, I guess I don't have any uncles. My mom, or actually even the one for on dad's side, because my parents only have sisters, and most of them did not marry. So I didn't really ever have a reason to learn the words for uncle. That was an awkward conversation at one point. Is me learning actually from a friend who was studying Chinese about what the words for uncle were. I actually knew the words for well, I knew the words.
And GG to Alexander. Sorry to interrupt you, but collected their final Triforce piece. Lee is at 80 of 88, missing one of the ones on the bottom, and so is going out to retrieve it, I believe.
Probably. Also gonna check the fairy, which I think was another. And yeah, GG's. We're gonna see if we can. What did I just do that? We'll see if we can get Alex in for an interview.
Yep, probably gonna want to swap the audio over if you haven't.
I switched it over, then switched it back because I had a brain fart and it lost. Yeah, I actually apparently knew the words for uncle, both mom's side and dad's side. They are distinct. Previously, but I had been using them to refer to more distant relatives instead of my actual uncles, because I don't have uncles in the sense of brothers of my parents or husbands of my parents' sisters. Neither ever really came up. So that got to be a fun conversation on point, but Chinese is an interesting language, as are all languages. It's 82. And GG's Tanjo, 6th place, 205.54.
Tanjo, what are you doing over here?
Tanjo does race OOTR from time to time. I know he was in the Scrubs tourney too. We know what we do. I'm sure Lassie remembers him more from Wind Waker Rando, though.
Mm-hmm.
And we should have Alex in right now. Hey, Alex, GG's.
Hello, GG's. I'm not gonna lie, GG. I'm not gonna lie, that last Triforce piece actually spooked me. That and like...
Yeah, it did not show up on screen. It just... you just sort of phased into it and started... and went into the void.
Yeah. It spooked me, for sure.
It was a pretty funny spot, just in the middle of the Grotto kitchen. Oh, you're done.
Yeah. Do we ever find the other hookshot? I see Lee's almost done.
No, we did not see the other hookshot. It is somewhere in the game. Once he's done, I do have the spoiler log on my computer, so I can go look it up.
Alright.
And see what I
believe there were 3 more in Ice Cavern, so we may well see the end. I know there's 1 or 2 more at least. I'm trying to remember where they all are.
I don't remember, but we'll watch him finish it out. Not only don't have the spoiler log in a race, but this one was generated on my own computer, so I have the log. It might as well look. GG's Ecola finishing 7th, 207.29.
Wait. How was that? scale because did you see that that Lost Woods well?
Oh, geez,
There were
the shortcut? Yeah.
pieces. So many pieces, and I couldn't get them. Oh,
I remember
just
chat
learned
remarking
something.
on that, yeah, because there's a whole bunch of rupees down in the Lost Woods shortcut as child.
Yeah, I drowned in ice, kind of on purpose. Because I saw so many pieces and I knew I wouldn't be back up to breathe and I could just use the red potion.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, Lee unfortunately died in the fountain with one piece left to still collect, so had to go back down.
Ouch.
Oof. Yeah. I was literally 1 second from the same fate.
You were really cutting it close, yeah, and I feel bad for Neil noting in chat that they went back for the sword shortcut items as adult with iron boots only to learn their child only. Yep.
I did not remember that was part of that.
Apparently it is. Go figure.
Yeah. So, it's like the Bolero check. If you're able to get Bolero, then you get a lot of checks as child. Like, an unbelievable amount. Because there are some like child-only rupees on the island, you know, past the little boardwalk.
The Scarecrow route?
Yeah, Scarecrow route. It's child-only rupees, but there's a lot of them. I knew I would eventually find another piece in, like, Grotto Fortress if I didn't get that one piece in the bottom of the fountain. Because there are so many pallets in there.
Oh, no kidding. And Mario's out getting that piece there. I think he's getting the Colossus Arch one then as his last.
Yes, yeah, that makes sense. It's better just to there rather than
go for the one you know about. Yeah.
Shoot, come on! I need to make time of day.
What are you doing?
What?
I'm gonna try and break into the well.
Oh, gotcha.
I mean, realistically, we're never gonna be there because it's Shadow and Spirit Temple for our stones. So I'm gonna break in, and I'm not good with the Navi dive, so
chicken dive
it is.
Oh, by the way, Sun Song is vanilla if you want to do that. GG and
GG.
Oh, I did that. Oh, hold on. Yeah, because I'm
finishing 2:10:56.
And Alpha Mario, aka Lee, has finished now as well.
Yep.
GG's.
And 1 second. Click. Here he is. GG's.
GG's. Oh my god. I spent most of that as child. Got like...
You had an incredibly long child one.
Oh, I had an opposite effect. I just did a Lon Lon Ranch and Market and then skedaddled out of there.
Oh yeah, you guys split ways fairly early. Chat was actually asking if you were co-oping the seed. We're going in entirely different ways.
Oh my god!
You guys
completely would be how we play too. But no, it actually wasn't co-oping. It just happens to be how we play. Yeah. Like, I tend to be a little bit more aggressive on dungeons. I happen to be much more thorough on Overworld. That's why we did pretty well in the co-op tourney. Is because we have very different play styles that work. Yes. Because Lee will find something that not many will find, and I just play aggressive. But yeah, this was actually a really fun seed. It really was. I'm just checking the stuff in bottom of the well right now. The best way to end the seed...
A lot shorter than I thought it was going to be.
Nah, it's actually a lot faster than I normally do it, because I just go and like when I'm not racing, I kind of play a little bit more lax.
People play when they aren't racing?
Yeah, I do. A
I
lot.
know. I kid.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nice
go.
Cuckoo dive on your side, Alex, I think.
Okay, cool. Got it. That was just the funniest seed. It's like so many pots that had like the Triforce in it, and a lot of progression, like the slingshot and the hook shot and the bow. But I don't know how to actually cancel out of blank A though. Oh, and strength and magic. Finally, the green shirt guy finally has checks. It took
Man in green, not junk tonight.
Dude, yeah, I was like, the only reason I remember that is because you mentioned it earlier. Otherwise, I would have skipped the magic entirely. That was funny that he just happened to have magic. It was. I wonder if other people decide to go for it too, like grab the magic straight off of him. But okay, I'm gonna go for the other one now. That would imply I'd have to watch their VODs. Also, 10 skulls having the Triforce is great.
Nice, yeah. What?
Yes. I'm just gonna wonder where the long shot was, just because.
Oh yeah. Let me go dig the spoiler log out and control F it. Give me a minute.
Oh, did you find? Oh, there was a piece in the well right here. But you would have. Did you get the one in domain? Yeah, I got the one in domain. I see. Yeah, I got it as child. I actually did ice before you did. I know. Yep. Ice was my last play because I was deciding maybe I should just do ice because I have everything here. I even bought the bottle in the bazaar. And sacrificed another fish to the ice gods. Oh, I put it on the altar.
By the way, right. Do you guys want to know where that long shot was? I looked it up.
Sure.
Blame Real Rob, the creator of these settings, for this check name. I did not come up with it. I'm pretty sure this should be a name. This should be a different name because this is just kind of memey. But the exact name of the check with your long shot is called Jabu Jabu's Belly DLC Part 2.
Oh God! So where was the boomerang for that then?
So for context, chat, there is a side room in the basement of Jabu. There's 2 rocks and 4 pots in it.
And there's those things, I think.
And Rob decided to call that the DLC room and is refusing to change it. I feel like there should be something that's a little bit more intuitive, but that's what he came up with.
Yeah, funny. For the longest time I thought there was a skull in there, but there wasn't. Now that room
there is one in Master Quest, I believe.
Yeah, that might be where I thought of that, plus the cows.
No, there's actually not a cow in that back room.
But
that is after the boomerang, I believe. Speaking of said boomerang, OGC!
Okay, no. Well, I need 2 strikes for that. Or I actually have to figure out how to clip into that rock. Because there's no way I'm getting... Yeah, you need a boomerang to get into those pots, unless you want to do ISG into, like, hovering.
So, I am actually not sure what chest this is, but, what room this is. One of your strengths is the Shadow Temple Whispering Walls, front part 2. Apparently it's the...
So, like, in the back?
No, this is one by Deadpan. I think it's the walkthrough walls.
I think that's
I used to call it the front back. The front back room. You mean the front?
Yeah, it's in the front.
Before
which is locked behind eye drops.
Yeah.
And 2 wallets. I think it's 2 or 3 wallets.
3.
3.
So basically, do you need to get 30 skulls to even get that? Oh, 740 eye drop. That's gross.
Oh, by the way, your third strength, under Ganondorf, in those pots over there.
Oh god, that's awful. That's
So that's
so. The seed.
So
So, the
completely
other-
inaccessible until you've gotten your required Triforce pieces.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
so your
gross.
wallet. You both got the one from Lost Woods. There was one on 30 Skulls, and your last one was GTG Gerudo Training Ground BMOS Recovery Heart 2.
Oh, I almost saw that then because I was just debating whether I wanted to do GTG first. Because I was actually in the area. Could have reversed to as child to get like those 4 pots in Wasteland, but just decided only one of them was a Triforce piece. Oh, I see.
So I rolled this seed, and the Way of the Heroes in this seed, there were only 2 of them. Apparently, between Zelda's Lullaby and Ruto's Letter, those locked 81 Triforce pieces? Go figure.
Yeah. Ah, too early. I
Because
found
the
the
Way of the Heroes
Kakariko
only
one.
work if you can't get enough Triforce pieces without them.
What was the second one? I found the one for Cac.
There was only one hinted because Lee
Because
can't
Zelda's letter
snooze yell
can't be.
them.
And I
Ziel
only
can
found-
be hinted Way of the Hero in League, and there's only 2 ways.
Yeah.
So Ziel couldn't be hinted Way of the Hero, only Ruto's could be, and you got that one for Cac.
I thought it was the strength.
No, the strength wasn't it. Apparently that didn't lock enough pieces, but Ruto's letter apparently did.
Makes
That
sense
explains why
considering
there's
how
so
many
much in
pieces were in
ice.
ice.
Ice
Yeah.
and the bottom of the fountain.
I even
And then it
drafted
also had
them.
Saria's song.
Mountain.
So that would
And
have opened
Sari's
up
song and
forest.
forest access. Yep, that would be why. Speaking of Forest Temple, let's see what all was even in there. Triforce pieces, and your hover boots were on the Courtyard Recovery Heart too.
Oh my god. I wish I had the hover boots earlier.
Yeah, I want the hover boots. I was sad.
yeah.
planted a bean in Kokiri Forest only to find that there was a stick there.
Oh, I was like, oh shit, did I make a mistake? And then, nope, never mind. Never punished.
Yeah, I made sure to buy as many beans as I could.
But it was really nice seeing quite a few people join this race.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I found a scale!
Where did you just get a scale? We're a little bit ahead of you. You're a little bit ahead of us in terms of the VStream view, by the way.
Yeah, it's fair.
It's in bottom of the well, isn't it?
Oh, that is
yeah,
obvious.
it's like room.
Nice.
My god.
Lovely spot. I'll look up the other skill in a minute. The spots by the terrible fountain skull are held. ZF Hidden Cave Pot 1, Pot 2, and Pot 3, as they're named in the spoiler log, were a piece of heart, 30 Deku seeds, and a gold rupee.
So it never needs to go up there.
Nope, didn't need to. And your gold scale, Grotto Valley Octorok Grotto Blue Rupee 3.
Oh. Well, at
I
least
was
that
never gonna get
Octorok
that.
room finally gets some luck.
Oh my goodness.
I was glad I went to the cow, though, because I got my double defense. Because the
Dude,
amount of
I did
times
the
I
same.
did Dompe racing.
I did it, I think it was twice, actually.
I will now dub that cow the Cow of Destiny. Not
That
just for
was
Cow
really-
Sanity anymore.
I forgot to get some of the pots, so...
And that's the most thorough I've ever been in Dodongo's Cavern.
You saw,
Dude,
I think,
I
pretty
love-
much every single room in there.
Yeah.
It
I
gave
thought
you
that-
so much.
It really did. You guys had a nutty amount of pieces in there.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing it for the practice, like,
I'm surprised that 2 other people have not finished yet.
Yeah, and yes, there is an Octorok Grotto in Grotto Valley. Lost, you want to tell them where that grotto is.
It's like on the
Definitely.
Hyrule side of the Gerudo Valley Bridge. You need strength 2 to lift it.
Yep.
Yep,
Yeah,
it is.
it's mirrored across from the
Great.
crate heart piece.
Yep. It's literally got an Octorok and some rupees in it. Was entirely irrelevant until this setting happened.
Yes.
I actually like this,
just
the
like
setting
the
quite a
green
bit.
shirt dude.
Yeah, green shirt dude has quite a few
Man
pots.
in green, yeah.
Yep, and once I can find the grotto again on this spoiler log, scrolling. Where did I misplace this? Give me a minute.
Oh, there's some pots in the basement, aren't there?
Yeah.
So the red rupee in the Octorok grotto was a stick. The 3 blue rupees were 5 nuts, a Triforce piece and that scale, and the 4 green rupees in there were 10 shoes, a gold rupee, 5 bombs, and 5 arrows.
Oh my goodness! There's so many pots! And I also found Farore's Wind, by the way.
Oh,
It was also in
nice.
the basement.
Nice.
So-
I should actually switch back to it. I was at lost my ability to switch to the interface, but I'm switching back so I can see some of this nonsense.
Oh my god, I just found second magic!
Nice.
So if I had run just DDR, I would have just gotten so many things, like, right off the bat.
Oh, of course, that's just how it goes. But yes, there's a stupid number of pots in the well.
Yes. Oh my god, I think I have, like, found... Oh my god, I forgot about the rupees up there on the ledge, because you never go up there. Let's see if I can get a good view.
Yep. Chat asking what the guardhouse was called. So it's called the Market Guardhouse. Is the one with all the pots. There are
Link's
22
Heaven.
There are
so many
22 pots in there with shuffled items as child, and an additional 7 as adult. Plus, there's a crate in there that's also shuffled.
Yep.
You
Okay, I'm
guys
trying
had
to
a
remember.
stupid amount of stuff in there. That was dumb.
I'm
The
trying to
only thing I
remember
found were,
which
like
toll I'm
Triforce
supposed.
pieces and a slingshot, plus some extra cash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, is it this one that you fall down? Let's see.
So I'm certainly
No.
looking forward to when a lot of
Okay,
the
cool.
invisible rupees become like checks that we can check.
So
I'd actually
that was
love
all
that,
of
to be
well.
honest.
Pretty loaded, to be honest. It's had 7 Triforce pieces, magic, Farore's Wind. So not too bad. But yeah, I think that's it for me. I just needed to know what was in bottom of the well because we were never going to see it.
Yes.
Oh yeah, no, fair enough. So let me switch to interview. I'm currently just scrolling through the spoiler log to see what other interesting things catch my eye.
So chat was asking for our runners. Chat was asking a few minutes ago. So you've played a fairly generous Triforce hunt on these settings. Would you want to play a more typical defeat Ganon with the pot sanity, rupee sanity going on?
Maybe.
I did look at. I was watching the race for a bit from the All Sanities yesterday that Mr. Mario was hosting. It looked pretty fun, but it just happened to be at the wrong time because I would have been just out like a light about halfway through the race.
Oh, that's a.
Oh, I'd definitely love to do the one Triforce piece hunt too. That'd be fun.
That would be kind of terrifying, I think. Also, you guys were not getting your BGS today. You know, I mentioned that long shot placement.
Yep.
BGS is worse.
Shadow Temple before boat, freestanding recovery heart 1.
Yeah, that was unrealistic, but I'm fine. I don't need a BGS.
Scarecrow, so
Correct,
long shot
Lost.
locked.
Correct, Lost. That's why you mentioned the long shot.
You can get up there with a hook shot if you know what you're doing, but it's non-repeatable access, so you can lock yourself out of doing it, so it's not considered in logic.
Nope. Shadow Temple Invisible Floormaster Pot 1 had your fire arrows, by the way.
Oh my god.
Jeez. You know, I was kind of disappointed though. I was going for the new skip You know, the fire entry skip?
Yeah.
I think I was like a couple frames too early.
I'm not sure, but yeah, quite possibly. Fire trial recovery heart was a bug bottle on this side note. Just scrolling through to the end.
Oh my god.
That's a hilariously stupid spot for a hammer.
Oh my god, I have to know where this hammer is.
You guys were never getting this hammer. It's worse than Longshot, it's worse than the BGS, and it's worse than your boomerang.
But not as bad as one of the strengths.
It is in Ganon's Castle Light Trial Pot 1.
Oh god.
Well,
you guys were not getting that.
Not with this rule set. Not with this rule set.
No.
If it was like a glitched rule set, then maybe.
So yeah, that's about that for major items that were on assorted random renew checks. This entire thing was a grand sum of 5 spheres, so pretty typical for things. Yeah, it's behind the strength upgrades, including the one that's right below Ganondorf. In those pots over there, as he would say, if those were the light arrows. I still love that hint, by the way, the hint for lights below Dorf.
In those pots down below.
Yep. Yeah.
I remember doing one of these seeds, and I got a glitch where I accidentally spawned an extra Shadow Temple key from one of the sample seeds, and it was supposed to be a Triforce piece in the spoiler log. You know, the Shadow Pot. It generated a vanilla key instead of the Triforce piece.
Oh, that's a problem.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, wait. Okay, what the heck? Why is there an extra key?
Yep. I'm glad we didn't actually run into any bugs during this race, because I was worried we might have found one or two.
Yeah, it was during a stream yesterday. But it also was like you know, the key that popped out of the pot? It was a completely vanilla texture, you know, like what you see with the small key. It wasn't the 3D model for Rando. It was actually like the vanilla sprite for that.
Oh, I know one thing for sure. I have to watch the VOD.
Oh, this was fun. Lost had no idea what she was getting herself into on Com.
And if you out there in chat want to be one of the beta testers for this new feature, just post it into chat the link to get it.
Yep.
It does require setting up a local version of the randomizer. It isn't available on the website or anything for web rolling and whatnot. You would have to do it locally, but it is
Instructions
available.
can be found in our Discord if you aren't in there yet.
Yep. The folks in setup support are happy to help you out.
Indeed. But yeah, you two have any final thoughts about settings, the seed, anything else? Chat wants to know if there are any other randos the two of you play.
We've started doing Majora's Mask rando. We joined up for the
co-op tournament, but there's also like co-op RSL that we've been practicing as well.
Yeah,
we'd love to do more games for sure, but it's absolutely a blast. And I'm hoping to see more of these settings, and perhaps even more with like the invisible rupees, like in Kokiri Forest, Lost Woods, and the SFM, for example.
I should mention Cola. So I forget. So there are two combo suggestions from a couple people on the Freaky Friday channel about hot size matches content, and
that actually would be cool.
And I especially love Cola's suggestion that the pot size for major items would be the Goron.
Yes. Make it happen. Oh.
I would die laughing if that text became a thing. Would be hilarious too, but it would probably be too big. But can you imagine the guardhouse with font-size hedges content?
Oh my god. Maybe pot texture matches content.
What texture matches contents would be interesting, but yeah.
Oh
there
my
would
god,
be...
put Goron pot textures on it. We can't get size, but maybe texture. I mean, the Goron face is pretty distinct.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get this unbuffered one of these days. Ah.
Yeah. Yeah, I do think we're about out of topics, though. I'm more or less out of questions besides a load of memeing. Lost, do you have any final comments on that?
No, this was a lot shorter than I was expecting when I signed up.
I told you this wasn't going to be 5 hours.
Nah, it's like
there
when
are
you
a
have
lot of
a lot
times
of
people
pieces.
say, "Oh no, it's not going to be 5 hours," and oh look, it's like 5 hours.
Like my first time, I was just learning everything and getting lost. It took me about 3.5 hours. And I was getting lost with all these pieces and not
God.
knowing like half of
The pots.
Mm-hmm.
I was pleasantly surprised. Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, you're all right, Lost. But yeah, I guess can do some shoutouts here.
Shoutouts to Star doing double duty as commentator and restreamer, so handling things on the back end as well.
Oh, ruined that. Rip.
Yeah, shoutouts also to these two brothers putting up a great show on Restream. Always glad to have you guys around. Alex and Mario. Also known as Lee. Shoutouts also to our trackers, Carliana and Tomotak for keeping up behind the scenes. And to Lost for keeping me company on comms. Had a good time today.
Mm-hmm.
So, coming up ahead on the CSR schedule, this is it for us tonight, but we've got a load of stuff tomorrow, I think. No.
There is a match going on over on Main right now.
Oh, yeah, I see
last
it.
I checked, they were outroing, but I might have opened the wrong link, to be fair.
Oh, for the
wait, no,
lockout
yeah,
bingo.
I was looking at the wrong page. Oh, I see what's up now.
Oh yeah, they're
okay.
on the end screen.
Yeah, they're on the end screen. Lost is the thing. But yeah, we do have. I'm not sure if the second restream that was scheduled for then has gotten pushed back or what. But we at least were supposed to have another lockout race at 9:30 Eastern between Coffee Pod and the Consultant. But then tomorrow, over the weekend, we have a whole lot of stuff. Starting off the day at noon with a Majora's Mask Randomizer Standard Weekly race. I know there's quite a few OTR races. We've got 12:20 Eastern. I think let me double check what actually got assigned for a restream tomorrow because I forgot. Yep, Purple Rupees versus Cariosa is 12:20 Eastern restream start. And then at 7 p.m. Eastern, we'll have Doc Heaps versus Kirk Q will also be restreamed. Along with a whole assortment of other races and more to come on Sunday. And then we'll be back in 2 weeks with our Valentine's Day special, whatever that'll end up looking like this year, for the next Freaky Friday.
Does that mean we'll have a lot of heart pieces?
We typically do a 20 heart run, yes. Last year, Chinese New Year and Valentine's Day pretty much overlapped directly, so we ended up doing, and that was the year of the ox, so we had heart containers on all the cows and the winter heart piece on the house cow to finish the seed out.
Nice.
That was fun. What else will be this year? I'll probably try to let one of the other Freaky Friday organizers think of the exact type of 20 heart run we want to do. Other than that, though, that's about it for us today. We're going to go over and say hi to our friend Slimarth. They are playing this randomizer seed with Rupee Sanity and Hot Sanity. They are currently a pretty good chunk of the way through Forest Temple, fighting the Stalfos for the bow fight, so let's wish them luck with the end. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time.
GG, then good night.
GG.
GG.
I'm still